Our mission statement would be women supporting women to improve our local food system and sustainable farms. That's kind of the broad mission statement. Yeah, we just want to equip and educate more women in our area just to help them, however we can, and help each other and support each other. The ideas started percolating when I went to a farming conference, Moses, in Wisconsin, and there was all these women's groups, and I just was really inspired and thought, we need that around here, and I feel like I knew enough women farmers, and I think they would like that, and I chatted with Alicia, and was like, is this a good idea? Do you think people would like to be involved in something like this? And she agreed, and I talked with Rose. It just started spreading, and then we had our first meeting. What was it, November 2019?
November
2018. And it's grown from there.
I actually only knew Lainey before this, but Lainey put something out once, we kind of decided it was a good idea, and she spread the word, and then we were able to meet a lot of other cool ladies close.
We try and get the word out on social media and then through various farmers markets, inviting people to come. So I think more farmers are always welcome to join us.
Tell us more about why you decided to have that formal structure and why you picked nonprofit maybe over other types of business structure.
Well, Lainey was the one who brought a lot of the ideas back from the Moses conference on what options are available. The idea of having an organization where we can support each other with knowledge and experience and best practices and new ideas really appealed to us. And just some kind of structure where that could grow, and then we could share that information with other women too who are just trying to figure it out. So there's a lot of stuff out there.
Oh, yeah. Megan, what have been some of the benefits that you have found in being a part of this group?
We're involved in farming more on the ranching side with the animals. The other ladies are fantastic gardeners and farmers, as in growing things. So I've learned so much from them already. I'm still not ready to plant my own garden. I'm really happy buying all my veggies from Lainey. But I think it's really fun to learn the other part of it. So, like I said, we do eggs, and we're moving on to meat products and things like that. But it's really great to have that knowledge from these awesome farmers.
Sounds like there's vegetable production, there's cut flowers, there's eggs, there's livestock. Bees and honey. What am I missing?
Baking.
Baking, yes, those cinnamon rolls. I can't wait. And you just had your Mother's Day market, which is the second annual. And is that the biggest event that you have held as a group then?
Yes, so far. And I'll let Alicia talk a little more on the market.
The market has been great. Last year, it, was our first real year, and it happened to be during COVID, which brought some interesting hiccups. But it was amazing how all the women from the group just kind of, held on together and got the event done, and it ended up being a success even through all the craziness. And then this year we were able to add on quite a few vendors and just kind of spread the word. I think that this organization is happening and that we want to educate and connect more women in our area. So it's been great.
Do you have any plans for other particular events or maybe educational opportunities?
Oh, we have so many plans.
Yes, we have.
Rose, can you tell us more about that?
Chat more about it.
Well, we try and get things together, like working at each other's farms and putting up wind tunnels and helping each other out and making some of those kinds of things available to the members to see and experience. And weather happens.
Yes. I think it would be great, too, to, since we've done with the Mother's Day market, we can kind of take a breath and look forward. And I think it'd be great in the future to have, like a mini conference or some sort of speaking, invite someone in to speak and help educate more women.
I love the idea of the work days, too.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how the development and maybe progression of women in local food and farming has changed maybe from when you were first conceiving these ideas, has the initial concept of it gone through any change since you first started talking?
I don't think it's changed. I would say it's expanded, and maybe we've added things to our mission and to what we want to do, but overall it's stayed pretty much the same.
I think you're absolutely right that the expanse has grown, like just what's possible. I know one of our members who isn't here kind of planted a seed in my head, like, what if we had a learning farm facility? Even to the point of the nonprofit owning land that we built, a workshop farm, where people could learn different techniques and learn how to do solarization and learn how to do best practices for all these other things. And then, getting speakers in. When we first founded, getting together on whatever Friday nights 2.5 years ago, it was like, well, let's just get together and we'll start with watching a movie and, we'll have some yummy food and talk about what we need help with or what we're still working on. And the ideas of what is possible have just taken off. It's really fun.
We welcome anyone nearby, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, wherever, if they would want to be involved, they're more than welcome.
Whenever you start anything and then the whole world goes into a lockdown mode for a year, you get real creative.
Yes.
So we have done a variety of Zoom meetings and phone calls and lots of email exchanging, especially in preparation for the market.
I appreciate the initiative that Lainey and some of the other ladies took to getting this started, because I've been farming in this area for several years and it never occurred to me to put together a group. But I'm so glad this exists so I can get together with people and we can discuss ideas, or I plan later today to ask Lainey about some weird spots on the leaves of my spinach. It's so nice to have a group of people that I can talk to about that. So I'm just so glad people took the initiative to make this happen. And this can happen in other ways too, with other groups. It just takes a few people that want to get something started.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well said, Kate.
I'm Alicia from Delish Farms, and we are located out of Hallam, Nebraska, about 15 minutes south of Lincoln. And we grow specialty produce, specialty veggies and fruit and herbs. And we also have ducks and sell the eggs. And I've been running it over there for about 8 years. I have one girl at that point. And I just wanted to grow our own food and wanted to give her a really cool experience as far as being in the dirt with me and all of that. And it's just kind of grown little by little, and being a part of this group has just been such an encouragement to keep going when, you have a flood comes and destroys part of your crop, or, certain things happen, or, just trying to figure out how to deal with running a farm plus having little kids and just all sorts of things. It's been just awesome to bounce off these ladies. Something that I wish I would have known when I started is keep it simple. So when I started, I saw, the whole, Johnny Seeds catalog, and I was like, I want to grow every single thing. It looks so pretty. And so I did. And that first year was pretty rough. Not a whole lot grew, and I planted it way too early and stuff froze and died and all sorts of things. I wish I would have started with maybe 2 products or something and then grown from there. I think that's much wiser. As far as what I'm looking forward to this year, with coming off of COVID and just a new, bright horizon, new year this year. Just looking forward to restaurants being open, and we sell so much to restaurants, and so that was really rough when all those closed. I mean, I don't know, all that the restaurants went through. I'm just so happy most of them are reopening. I know it's been a hard year, but glad that they're reopening and things are being more normal, so we can, go back to those customers. What brings me the most joy is just seeing something, well, two things. Seeing something grow and, you know, like here at Bright Hope, she has these radishes. They were just a tiny little seed and you would never think anything of it if you walked by it. But now seeing this beautiful row of the red radishes, like being able to eat that from a tiny seed is so cool. And then also seeing my 3 girls working hard out in the soil with me and planting and just so many life lessons, being able to teach them. It's just so easy when you're out there gardening together, and those life lessons, they just come and you don't even have to think about teaching them. I'm just so thankful to be a part of Women in Local Food and Farming and that they've let me be a part of the crew, and it's just been an awesome last few years and I'm looking forward to what comes.
We love you.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Lainey Jantzen with Bright Hope Family Farm. We're here in Firth at my farm. This is our garlic, and Firth is about 20 miles south of Lincoln. I've been farming here for about 4 years. This is my 4th official season. Garlic is definitely my favorite. I love the process, how you plant it in the fall and then comes up early spring, you get the scapes and then you get the fresh garlic and then the cured garlic. It's just, garlic's one of my favorites. I also really enjoy tomatoes in our hoop house, the big trellising them and watching them grow. We've added a lot of flowers this year, which I'm really excited about, to all the different colors, and just like at market, seeing them brighten up people's day. It's just fun. What would I tell my beginning self? I would definitely just let her know that you're gonna make a lot of mistakes and that's okay. And you can just learn from them and there's always next year. So just learning from your mistakes has helped me a lot. Some of the struggles would just be, I mean, it's farming, so you have basically no control over much of anything. So as far as weather patterns and different things, like you just gotta have to learn to roll with it. I wanted to incorporate not just women doing veg production like myself, but women in the local food system, women who are interested in farmers markets, bakers, beekeepers, anyone involved in the local food system. I wanted to make sure that they felt, included and could join. So as far as our organization goes, I would love to see us have a conference, bring people in and just be able to educate more women and just help them either get started on their farm or learn more about a certain topic, whatever it might be. That's a big goal of mine. Education's always been important to me. As far as the farm goes, goal is to have it support our family, and that's the big goal. And I think we'll be there in 5 years. Right now, we also have a second business, and we hope to just have the farm at that point. We're excited for our organization to grow, and we welcome people to join. You can join by calling or emailing us. Check out our social media pages. We update when we're having meetings and events, and you can just really show up and we'll get you started.
I'm Katie Jantzen, and I have West End Farm near Plymouth, Nebraska, and Plymouth is west of Beatrice and south of Lincoln. I've been running West End Farm for 5 years now. This is my 5th season, and the main marketing avenue is a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. So it's like a vegetable subscription program with a community aspect. And we raise about 47 different kinds of vegetables, herbs, melons, and berries, and then also have honeybees for honey. We also attend the Beatrice Farmers Market and sell to a couple of other places to move our produce. I'm the only person working on the farm, and so I also have an off-farm job as well, and so I work full-time in the winter and part-time in the summer, which allows me then to be on the farm a little more in the summer when I have all the produce coming on and CSA boxes to fill and farmers markets to attend. So it gets very busy this time of year in the springtime, and I don't get a lot of sleep sometimes, but then it balances out a little bit more in the summer. And as I have continued farming and learning, I have worked on improving efficiency through better infrastructure and better systems. So that makes it a little easier to keep up with things.
Some of my goals looking forward on the farm are to improve my marketing, because I think I have the capacity yet to sell more CSA shares and get more members involved in that way. And I also have potential to attend another farmer's market or two, or find another avenue to sell produce. And so I'd like to continue to grow my customer base in that way. Being a part of Women in Local Food and Farming has been helpful from a variety of standpoints. I've been able to talk with other ladies who generally have some idea what I'm talking about when I present a problem, something with the crops or something with marketing or perception as a female farmer in general. But it's also been good to open up publicity and marketing avenues. It's been nice to participate in the Mother's Day market that they put together. That's been another marketing avenue I've been able to take advantage of. And then also some of the recognition that the group has gotten in the community has, I think, been helpful with getting the word out about what each of us do. I continue to learn every day the importance of good systems and good infrastructure. And so if I could go back in time, I would try and improve my infrastructure so I could be more efficient in my production. So just this winter, I completed building a high tunnel, which is similar to what we're standing in now. And so that's been a huge help from an infrastructure standpoint in terms of expanding the season on the spring side, and I'm sure on the fall side as well. I'm still working on improving my pack shed and also improving some of my behind the scenes systems with spreadsheets and that sort of thing. So that is something I wish I would have done better when I started. So that would be applicable advice for anybody who's just getting started. Figure out your systems, think through your infrastructure and what your needs might be. And I would also recommend to people who are just getting started to not only research via internet and books, but also, if you have the chance, visit other farms, work on other farms, volunteer on other farms in whatever capacity that happens. That's one of the good things about being involved in this group. We're able to visit other farms. So I'm able to be here today at Lainey's farm learning about how she does things, gives me ideas, and I can bounce my ideas off of her about how I might want to restructure my irrigation system or something like that. And I had spent several years working and learning on other vegetable farms and community garden projects and different organizations and businesses like that. And that was extremely helpful for me to learn hands-on and see how other businesses function. So I would highly recommend that. If someone who wants to get started in farming has the opportunity, it would be great to go work somewhere and learn from another farmer. One thing I've learned as a small-scale direct marketing specialty crop producer is that it can be hard to learn about resources and programs in your community, especially if you're farming in an area that finds specialty crops and other things like that to be unusual. And so being part of groups like this and also just reaching out to other farmers that do this same type of work has allowed me to learn about programs that exist that I might not otherwise be aware of. So for example, the Center for Rural Affairs has had a variety of projects, research grants, other types of things that I've been able to participate with. The high tunnel I built came from NRCS through a cost share program in their EQIP program. And I've worked with the FSA office on some programs with my honeybees. And so I'm sure there are many more things I have yet to learn about. And I hope that being part of this group will allow me to discover more resources like that.
My name is Megan Nelson. We are from Knocknamon Stable and Ranch, located just outside of Firth. Right now, we have a chicken and duck egg business, as well as we do equine boarding. We are pretty new to the area. We moved here in 2018 and got our business started in 2019. And we are excited to be expanding. We've moved at a kind of slow pace. Unfortunately, after moving here, we found out that my husband would be deploying almost immediately with his National Guard unit. So he is currently deployed. And so the kids and I run the operation. They are homeschooled this year, which has been a lot of fun. They've been exploring different things with our chickens. We just had our first batch come out of the incubator. We hatched 6 of our own chicks that were bred and hatched on our farm. And we're excited to continue to do that and expand into other areas. Our goals for this year is to get a bottle calf or 2 and start moving into beef. We are also looking at potentially adding maybe dairy, maybe some goats. We've got lots of fun ideas, but I've learned lots of lessons from this group, and that is to take it slow and do one thing at a time until you have a good handle on that, and then add on new areas to explore. I drive by Bright Hope Farm every day. We just lived right down the street. I'm a customer of Lainey's, and so I started following her and got involved in the group through actually being a customer and a neighbor of Lainey. Don't pull on it. Is this going to be an issue? One of our goals, hopefully starting this fall, we're going to be joining Harvest Host as a new location, a new host for them. Harvest Host is a RV community where they stop at various places and support local businesses. So we will be a host on their tour and hopefully host RVers on our property. We will offer equine boarding, basically a horse hotel, and then sell our products as well to them. Our eggs are gathered almost exclusively by my 7-year-old daughter. She is not afraid of those roosters. She gets in there and gets the eggs. Because we have so many, we don't have a nice little coop where you just go to the back door. You have to kind of get in there and get involved with the chickens. And she's not scared at all. So she loves gathering those eggs. And my son takes care of a lot of the horse chores and the dogs and the cats. Of course, when you have livestock, you've got the livestock guard dogs and you've got all the barn kitties. And so he likes to take care of the accessory animals. You're so funny. Perfect.
My name is Rose Munderloh. I run Rose's Home Crafts, which is a small home-based business. We do quilted goods for children in kitchens, and we also bake, and we also run a small market garden. And I got started in the business world when I was finishing my PhD in music education, and I had 2 children at that point, and not a lot of time. And I said, okay, do I want to be teaching other people's children or do I want to be raising my own? So I took a break from that and decided, you know what, I'm going to raise my own kids. And we were looking for things to do. And we'd gone to a couple of craft fairs and my oldest goes, Mom, you can do those things. And I can do those things too. And we're like, okay, let's go for it. So we started small and we've just expanded as I had more kids. So now we're up to 4 kids and they each have their own interests. And that's how we've expanded the things that we do at Rose's Home Crafts and Garden. I grew up in a large city. I was from Minneapolis originally, and I knew nothing about gardening except that I liked it. I grew some very small vegetable patches when I was in school. And my husband was a farm kid, but he knew nothing about gardening, just as little as I did. But his mom was a wonderful resource, and I had gotten so many tips from her. And that got me far enough to get to start doing farmers markets. And then I met Lainey at the Bennett Farmers Market in Bennett, Nebraska. And our booths were right next to each other, and we started chatting about raising plants and different techniques. And she said, yeah, I'm going to this conference on agriculture and sustainable food. And I'm like, wow, that's really great. And then it kind of grew out of that. And she invited me to help her get some meetings going and, come on, see what we can do. And that's really cool. So I got involved that way. Some challenges with growing Rose's Home Crafts as a business would definitely have to be balancing the work life and the family life. We started the business to address the work-family balance and keeping the children involved and having it be a learning opportunity for them has really kept us grounded and made sure that we weren't taking on too much. It's whatever the kids can manage and me with the children. It's still crazy busy all the time, but at least keeping that growth family focused, making sure that we're helping them develop their interests has really put a lot of the stress on the back burner that would normally be associated with running a business and growing a business. We've tried to keep it absolutely sustainable and zero debt, so that, you know, takes a lot of the pressure off as well. We don't absolutely have to grow. We don't absolutely have to produce because we've got payments on a loan. It's okay. We have actually been doubling our income every year for the last 3 years, even despite the pandemic. So we do still try and have an income goal as far as dollars per season. That's not the main focus. The main focus of our business is more educational, and making sure that those needs are being addressed in our family, which is why I think it helps to have Women in Local Food and Farming be an educational organization. It really coincides with our business ethic that you have to be able to know about your environment and business practices and more things than just making money. So, Conference for Women in Food and Local Farming, I imagine would look like a couple of different things. First, a very large portion being education about how to participate in the food system. So growing crops, turning those crops into food, things like that. The second one would be a financial component. A lot of women are not confident in the business world, and that can be a barrier. I know so many times I've called up Alicia and Lainey and said, hey, just out of curiosity, what does such and such cost? Or how much do you anticipate? Or how do you even go about figuring how much you should be spending on a certain product to get ready for market? And then the third is definitely a social aspect. So many times in developing Rose's Home Crafts and Garden, we've come across people coming up at a farmer's market to my husband and saying, so how did you grow your radishes? Or how did you harvest your rhubarb? And he'll go, I have no idea, talk to her. And they automatically assume that the guy is the farmer. And again, that's another kind of barrier that a lot of women see, that farmers are guys. And giving women the social empowerment to get out and get their hands dirty and just go for it and love the earth and let it love them back and take on the challenges and the rain and the freezing weather. It's wonderful to have other women to share these experiences with, and it's very empowering. And I think any part of a conference would definitely bring those gifts to other women who are interested in being out in nature. We really like to share the sustainable, women-led ideas that we all really hold dear.